Welcome back, swim fans. Today we're back at the Section 5 AA Section Team Finals today with 8 teams. It's the Champlain Park Rebels, coached by Jake Cardinal and Joe Thiel. The Irondale Knights, head coach Brian Johnston. Osseo Orioles with Natalie Strauss as the coach. Park Center Pirates, head coach Robin Thorson. Robbinsdale Armstrong Falcons, head coach Maria Budilovsky. Spring Lake Park Panthers, head coach Greg Kugler. And Wayzata's Trojans, head coach Damon Carrison, as well as our Maple Grove Crimson, hosted by, or coached by Matt Carone, but hosted by Maple Grove today. So we'll have 8 teams. Diving was completed earlier this morning, and we will have 12 events today. Several heats in each one, so it should be a pretty exciting event. Had a little bit of a delay for a scoreboard issue, but we should be underway shortly. It's going to be a pretty competitive meet today. As I said earlier today, diving was completed. Wayzata took the top spot in diving. Maple Grove's Ian Cobb took 4th place. So it was a good showing for Maple Grove.
The Champlain Park Rebels with head coaches Jake Cardinal and Joe Thiel. The Irondale Knights with head coach Brian Johnson. Osseo Orioles with head coach Natalie Strauss. The Park Center Pirates with head coach Robin Thorson. The Robbinsdale Armstrong Falcons with head coach Maria Budilovsky. The Spring Lake Park Panthers with head coach Greg Kugler. The Wayzata Trojans with head coach Damon Carrison. And your hosts, the Maple Grove Hip Crimson with head coach Matt Carone. Please make sure that you know that the concession stands are open across the hallway of the gym right across the hall. There's also a live stream over there. Feel free to take a little rest and cool down. Also, thank you everybody for putting up with us for a couple of extra minutes after some technical difficulties, but I believe we are now ready to go. So if I could ask everybody to please stand, remove your hats, and face the flag for today's national anthem.
All right, so there's our national anthem. And we're ready to go here. So our first event today will be 4 heats of the 200-yard medley relay. First heat will use 5 lanes. For those of you watching on the stream, the lanes are numbered 1 through 6, left to right.
Now swimming event number 1, boys 200-yard medley relay.
So as we get ready for the first heat, the teams will be for Spring Lake Park in lane 1, Lang, Costa, Saxton, and Long. For Park Center, Tao, Vang, Ness, Hernandez. For Champlin Park, Pham, Kane, Hibben, and Kane. Armstrongs, Giwa, Nelson, Callan, Wells. And Spring Lake Park's Morales, Tokel, Albrecht, and Planting. This will be heat number 1 of the boys' 200-yard medley. And again, the medley is all 4 strokes: backstroke, fly, breaststroke, and freestyle.
That's real. That's old.
Just got handed the brand new roster here, so things may change from what I had earlier. So each swimmer in this will swim 50 meters of one particular stroke.
Working up a sweat, trying to fix everything.
Check.
I'm gonna get a couple of shots of them swimming in the whole swim together.
No, we did the relay. We've done this before, but it's been years.
Right, and here we go. Heat 1 of the 200-yard medley relay.
Now swimming in lane 1 for Spring Lake Park, Lang, Costa, Saxton, and Long. In lane 2 for Park Center, Tao, Vang,
Good start for Pham in lane 3 from Champlin Park. Looks like Morales in 5, though, with a great turn. Slides ahead of him to get into first place. Lang trying to hold on to second. But Tao from Park Center is going to be right there, too. So Morales will touch first. Tokel in the water right after him. So we're on to the breaststroke now. Armstrong's Beckett Nelson. The good start is pulled up in the lead in lane 4 by half body length. Good turn. He's trying to stay ahead of Bryce Tokel for Spring Lake Park in lane 5. Followed after that by Ryan Kane in lane 3 for Champlin Park. Nelson's going to touch the wall. Christopher Callan, lane 4, is in for the fly for Champlin Park. Followed closer by Christopher Callan in lane 4 for Armstrong. Miles Hibben of Champlin, lane 3, is in 3rd place. This one's between Callan and Hibben. Champlin Park's last swimmer, Jamison Stover, is in the water. And he's going to try and put some distance between himself and Xavier Wells. Of Samuel Planting. It is Xavier Wells in the lead. So Wells of Armstrong gets out to a strong lead. He's going to take this one easily for Armstrong in lane 4. Samuel Planting's going to pull up into second place in lane 5 here And we'll see who comes in. It looks like Gabriel Hernandez sneaks into third place for Park Center in lane 2, ahead of Jamison Stover of Champlin Park in lane 3. So now we're on to the second heat. In lane 1 for Champlin, it's Von Leahy, Woodward, Mayer, Francois. Lane 2 for Park Center, Dial Singh, sorry if I'm getting that wrong, Chapman, Ness, Duel. Lane 3 for Irondale is Nguyen, Iverson, Sturgis, and White. Lane 4 for Maple Grove, PJ Wild, Zach Ruhr, Luke Martin, and Jonathan Gliniani. And in lane 6 for Champlin, Simshauser, Pullman, Thibodeau, and Furlong Mead.
Irondale's got a great, brand new. It's that Edgewood middle. It's phenomenal. I bet they're either. It is fantastic.
Backstrokers are in the water for the first lengths of Heat 2 here, the 200-yard medley. And they're off.
Now swimming in lane 1 for Champlin, Woodward, and Francois.
Good start for Wild in lane 4 for Maple Grove. He's going to hit the wall first, followed closely by Nguyen in lane 3, but an excellent turn for Maple Grove's PJ Wild. He's going to get a little bit of distance there, hopefully to pass off to Zach Ruhr here. Ruhr's in the water first in lane 4. He's going to try and put some distance between himself and David Iverson. This is the breaststroke. Ruhr and Iverson of Irondale. Right there. Excellent turn by Ruhr to keep that lead. He's going to try and pass off to Luke Martin in lane 4 for Maple Grove. And he will try and stay ahead of Drew White of Irondale. Now we're into the fly. White, strong fly for Irondale, is pulled out ahead. Can Martin catch up? Maple Grove's last swimmer, Jonathan Gliniani, is ready. Sorry, that's Drew White that's hitting the water now for Irondale. Gliniani's going to try and chase him. White's lead is about 5 body lengths. Third place right now in lane 2 for Park Center is Henry Duell. White will hang on to this one for Irondale. Can Gliniani hang on to second place for Maple Grove? Irondale does take first place in lane 3. Gliniani does take second for Maple Grove, and third place goes to Park Center in lane 2. That'll take us to Heat 3 in lane 1 for Armstrong, Nelson, Mandravelis, Kujak, and Harris. Lane 2 for Maple Grove, Mark Altman, Connor Elfstrand, Jacob Engler, and Alex Pickens. Lane 3 for Wayzata, Domaraju, Murphy, Nguyen, and Singh. Also for Wayzata in lane 4, Van Berg, Zolotov, Nair, and Howe. Champlin Park's Helmrich, Pham, Finke, and Nightingale. St. Louis Park, Spring Lake Park, Wicks, Becker, Basic, and Ketz. And they start off with the backstroke. Looks like a slight lead in lane 1 for Armstrong's Nathaniel Nelson. But a great turn by both Wayzata teams in 3 and 4 is going to keep them right there. As they touch the wall for the second leg, the breaststroke here, Wayzata's 3 and 4 are right out there with Madrivelis in lane 1 of Armstrong. But here comes Champlin Park in lane 5 with FOM. Right now it is Madrivelis, Murphy of Wayzata, and FOM of Champlin Park in lanes 1, 3, and 5. Wayzata in the lead right now, a slight lead in lane 3. They're going to try and hang on to that. But Henry Fink in lane 5 for Champlin Park, and Charlie Kujak in lane 1 for Armstrong, not going away. Wayzata's last swimmer, Singh, is in the water in lane 3. As are Harris in 1 for Armstrong, and Nightingale in 5 for Champlin. This one's going to come down to it, right down to the end. And it will be Wayzata in lane 1, Champlin Park in lane 5, and Wayzata in lane 3, Champlin Park in lane 5, and Armstrong in lane 1. This will take us to the 4th and final heat of the 200 medley relay. In lane 1, it'll be Kozel, Krings, Collins, and Weem of Osseo. Wayzata's Lan, Nagaparkar, Lou, and Cisco. Wayzata also with Wee, Lou, Carr, and Kirchner in lane 3. Maple Grove's Garrett Reichels, Garrett DeLuz, Logan Sear, and Jeffrey Nordvold in lane 4. Spring Lake Park's Gaspersich, Ripken, Frey, and Santiago in lane 5. Maple Grove's Lucas Baker, Lucas Bacher, Eris Liu, and Andrew Sahlberg. Gabe Jimenez in lane 6. Good start for Maple Grove and Wayzata in 3 and 4. It's going to be Rickles and Wee right there. Wayzata's Adam Liu hits the water at the same time as Garrett DeLoz for Maple Grove. Two of them pulling ahead of the field in 1st and 2nd place. Liu touches first, but Reichels is right, or DeLoz is right there. They'll be handing off to Nathan Carr and Logan Sear. Sear's one of the captains for Maple Grove. Again, both in the water at the same time. Tight race between the two of them. Now they're into the fly. Sear trying to take back that first place. Dead even into the first turn. Going to be on their way back. This will leave it up to Jeffrey Nordvold of Maple Grove and John Kirchner of Wayzata. Dead even at the wall. Here we go. It's down to the last 50 for these two. Can Nordvold take it from Kirchner? Kirchner building a solid lead of a body length. Looks like he's going to take this one slightly ahead of Nordvold from Maple Grove in 2nd place. So Wayzata gets first in this final heat of the 200 in lane 3 at 1:38.48. But Maple Grove is right behind at 1:39.81. 2nd place goes to the Trojans in lane 2 as well. So Wayzata takes 1st and 3rd place in there, sandwiching Maple Grove 2nd in lane 4. Now it's on to the 200-yard freestyle. This will be 5 heats. In our first heat, in lanes 1 through 4, we have Vang of Park Center, Horball of Osseo, Thunborg of Spring Lake Park and Fehrenbruch of Osseo. Again, this is the 200-yard freestyle. This is 8 lengths of the pool. First into the wall is Brennan Horball, but an excellent turn by Peyton Fehrenbush, also of Osseo in lane 4, gets him to a slight lead over Thunborg of Spring Lake Park. Fehrenbruch in lane 4, going to try and keep a nice pace, keep himself ahead of Thunborg in 3, try and stretch that lead a little bit. They'll come in down at the blocks here for the halfway point. It's Fehrenbruch and Thunborg. Followed by Brennan Horball of Osseo in lane 2. Horball's trying to sneak back up into second place here. But Fehrenbruch of Osseo is building a solid lead here. He's got a good 3 body lengths on first place. Followed by Thunborg of Spring Lake Park and Horball, also of Osseo, in lane 2. Michael Vang of Park Center is in lane 1. We'll hit the turn for the last 25. Fehrenbruch has built a solid lead and shouldn't have any trouble taking this heat. Thunborg should cruise into second place, with Horball coming in 3rd in lane 2. So Osseo does take first place in the first heat in lane 4 with a time of 2:30.61. Spring Lake Park takes second at 2:38.41 in lane 3. In lane 2 goes to Brennan Horball of Osseo, 2:42.39. That'll get us to the second heat of 5 of the 200-yard freestyle. 5 lanes this time.
For the boys' 200-yard medley relay. In 8th place, Champlin Park. In 7th place, Wayzata. 6th place, Spring Lake Park A. 5th place, Osseo A. 4th place, Maple Grove B. And in 3rd place with a time of 1:46.88. The Wayzata B team of Ron, Niagara Burkhardt, Lou, and Cisco. In 2nd place with a time of 1:39.81. Maple Grove A's team of Rico, Spinoza, Sear, and Northpole. And in 1st place with a time of 1:38.48. Wayzata A, Ray, Lou, Carr, and Kirchner. Next up, heat number 2 of the 200-yard freestyle.
So here we go with heat 2 in lane 1. O'Neill of Park Center. Lane 2, Anderson of Champlin Park. Reichert of Irondale in lane 3. And in 4 and 5 for Champlin are Reichert and Woodward. Good start in lane 1 for Cameron O'Neill of Park Center. But a good turn from Sam Rickert, and lane 3 is going to keep him right there. Again, this is an 8-length race, 200 yards. O'Neill of Park Center in lane 1, keeping a nice steady pace. Trying to stay ahead of Irondale's Rickert in lane 3, and Woodward of Champlin Park sliding sneakily up into second place here. O'Neill's fading a little bit as Reichert and Woodward take the lead here. Reichert's going to touch first, but Woodward's right there, even on the turns. O'Neill still in third in lane 1. Reichert and Woodward are going to touch the wall for the halfway mark at exactly the same time. Reichert has pulled out to a slight lead. Not quite a body length. Woodward's hanging right there with him though. It will go to Reichert in lane 1 of Irondale. Lane 4, Woodward from Woodward of Champlin Park, and O'Neill from Park Center touches in third in lane 1.
Next up, heat 3 of the 200-yard freestyle.
Now we're on to the third heat. This will be Hobart of Park Center in lane 1, Erickson, Spring Lake Park in lane 2, Fink of Champlin Park in 3, Nelson of Armstrong in 4, Spring Lake Park's Holmquist in 5, and Roosevelt of Irondale in lane 6.
Now swimming in lane 1 for Park Center, Connor Hobart. Lane 2 for Spring Lake Park, Miles Harris.
Slight edge to Holmquist of Spring Lake Park. After the first 25, he comes out of the turn in the lead. Right now, he's trying to hold off Fink of Champlin Park in lane 3. Lanes 2 and 4, Erickson of Spring Lake Park and Nelson of Armstrong are right there trying to get second place. Another good turn for Holmquist in 5. He's pulling out to a longer lead here. Holmquist into the wall. 3 body length lead. And right behind him for second and third place are Erickson in 2, Fink in 3, and Nelson in 4. They're going to have to work pretty hard to catch Holmquist. Fink's trying to eat up that lead a little bit. Second one out of the wall. Pushing hard. He's going to try and catch him. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Holmquist is going to take this. Fink should hold on to second place in lane 3. And lane 2 will come in third for Miles Erickson of Spring Lake Park. So now we're on to heat number 4. In lane 1, George Fisher of Maple Grove. Lurdell of Wayzata in 2. Rodrigo Rodriguez and Lucas Bacher of Maple Grove in 3 and 4. Dylan Murphy of Wayzata in 5. And Isaac Botten of Irondale in lane 6. Rodriguez is a exchange student from Spain. This is his first year swimming with Maple Grove. He is first at the turn with teammate Lucas Bacher right there, trying to keep him honest. At the second turn, it is Rodriguez and Bacher. Rodriguez building on the lead. He's going to try and stretch it out to a body length at the third turn. Bacher's not going away, though. He's right there with him. The two of them are pulling away from the rest of the field. Rodriguez at the halfway point. Good, strong lead. Bacher still chasing him. Wayzata's Murphy in 5 and Lurdell in 2, distant third place. George Fisher in Maple Grove sneaking up on the outside in lane 1. He's going to try and take third if he can catch the other two Wayzata swimmers. Rodriguez stays steady. He's got a 2-length lead now on teammate Lucas Bacher. They should easily take 1 and 2 here. Fisher in lane 1 is going to have to push hard to take third. Currently fighting it out for fourth. Third place right now is Dylan Murphy of Wayzata in lane 2. Can Fisher catch Lurdell in lane 2? Rodriguez takes it at 1:52.28. Followed by Bacher at 1:55.23. Wayzata's Dylan Murphy does take third in lane 5 at 2:01.45, and George Fisher did sneak ahead into fourth place at 2:02.91. So the fifth and final heat for this race will be Carter of Wayzata, Thomas Botkin of Maple Grove, Curvin of Wayzata, Irondale's Megahan, Osceo's Collins, and Spring Lake Park's Clark. Botkin in lane 2 touches first, but a great turn both by Curvin and Megahan in 3 and 4. Going to keep them right in the lead. Botkin, Curvin, and Megahan in 2, 3, and 4. It's really a race between those three, but here comes Collins from Osseo in lane 5. He's going to make it interesting too. Irondale's Megahan touches in lane 4 first. Botkin's fallen back slightly, but he hasn't gone away. Curvin pulls up even. Slight lead for Megahan at this point. Third place looks to be Osceo's Collins, followed closely by Botkin from Maple Grove in lane 2. Botkin does indeed get into third place at the turn. So here we go with the final 50. Collins is going to try and hold off Megahan. Botkin, Collins, and Carter are there as well. Irondale's Brendan Megahan Osceo's Nope, sorry, had that wrong. Lucas Megahan does take first in lane 4. Followed very closely by William Curvin of Wyzetta, both at 146.61 and 147.39. Third place goes to Max Carter of the Trojans in lane 1. Thomas Botkin of Maple Grove, 149.48 for fourth place.
Now swimming, event number 3, the boys 200-yard individual medley.
So this will be the 200 individual medley. 5 heats in this one.
Please hold. Officials, please hold one minute.
And to those out there in Maple Grove and the surrounding area who might be watching, we just wanted to send a shout out to Jet's Pizza. They helped us by sponsoring part of this event today, helping us with our fundraising. If you could patronize them to help support our team, we'd really appreciate it. They did this so they could get their name out there. It's by sponsorships and donations that the Booster Club really tries to make the experience for our swimmers better, helping with uniforms and equipment, things like that. So again, Jets Pizza in Maple Grove, really appreciate your help on our fundraising for this event. So our first heat of the 200-yard individual medley will be 3 swimmers in lanes 2, 3, and 4. They will be Miles Hibben of Champlin Park, Nathaniel Simshauser of Champlin Park, and Lucky Ness in lane 4 from Park Center.
So that's fine. I didn't know if they donated.
So here we go with heat number 1 of 5 in the 200-yard IM. Again, this is all 4 strokes, 50 yards each. 1 swimmer this time instead of a relay. So Ness, Park Center, touches first in lane 4. And it's Simshauser and Hibben of Champlin chasing him. They start with the fly. Then they'll be on to backstroke. It's a tricky event, having to keep distance and the strokes in mind too. It's a good versatile swimmer who can do this whole thing. Ness keeping an easy lead and a nice pace in lane 4. Simshauser in lane 3, pulling away a little bit from teammate Miles Hibben in lane 2. We'll see if he can make up the distance on Ness here in the breaststroke. Ness makes the turn. He'll touch at the far end to start the freestyle leg. Simshauser and Hibben in 3 and 2. Still back there. So here comes Ness into the last 50. He's got this heat easily in hand. Simshauser's pulled away into second place. He should take second fairly easily over teammate Miles Hibben in lane 2. So Ness wins this heat at 2:48.10. Simshauser comes in second place in lane 3 at 2:57.15. And we'll wait for Miles Hibben to finish up here. Third place in lane 2 at 3:06.58. So heat 2, the 200-yard IM, will be Thibodeau of Champlin Park, Samaro of Osseo in lane 2, Harton of Irondale in lane 3, Ness, a different Ness this time, Owen not lucky, in lane 4 for Park Center, Deal Singh in lane 5 for Park Center, and then Ketz of Spring Lake Park in lane 6.
William Curvin Wayzata. And in first place with a time of 1:46.61, Lucas Megahan from Irondale. Now swimming heat number 2 of the 200-yard individual medley.
So here goes heat number 2 of the 200-yard IM. Looks like Owen Ness at the turn in lane 4. Chasing him in lane 5 is teammate Dial Singh and Irondale's Evan Harton in lane 3. Harton pulls a little bit ahead of Dial Singh to take second place. Owen Ness still in the lead as they head into the backstroke. Again, this race is 50 yards of each stroke. Ness maintains his lead. Oh, it's a fight for second place now in lanes 1, 3, and 5 with Thibodeau of Champlin Park, Harton of Irondale, and Dial Singh of Park Center. On to the breaststroke. Thibodeau on the outside for Champlin Park is pulled up into second place. He's made up a lot of distance in the breaststroke. Good turn by Ness is going to hold him off here for now. Third place is a fight between lanes 3 and 5. With Osseo's Jonathan Samaro, lane 2, not too far behind. So here we go in the final 50. It is freestyle. Thibodeau has pulled up even. And at the turn, he's right there with Ness. Ness looks like he saved a little for the last length, though. He's going to pull away. And Owen Ness, Park Center, is going to touch in first in lane 4, followed by Pierre Thibodeau of Champlin Park in lane 1. Ness comes in at 2:30.49, Thibodeau at 2:32.32, and third place goes to Evan Harton of Irondale in lane 3 at 2:37.75. Next up is Heat 3. Andrew Sahlberg of Maple Grove. David Iverson of Irondale's in lane 2. Wayne of Osseo in lane 3. Wicks of Spring Lake Park in 4. White of Irondale in 5. And Abraham in 6 for Champlin. Sahlberg of Maple Grove is going to touch first in lane 1. Osseo's Brock William, though, right behind him in lane 3. Sahlberg finishes up the fly with the lead here. As they go into the backstroke, he's going to try and build on it. Wayne of Osseo, about a body length behind in second place. Great turn, though, by Wayne. He's going to pull up ahead. Coming in the last of the backstroke here, they're going to switch over to breaststroke. Wayne is going to be in the lead, slightly ahead of Sahlberg from Maple Grove. Both Wicks and Iverson in 4 and 2. Holding on to third place. Sahlberg's trying to take first place back again. Williams trying to hang on to it. Williams going to have a very slim lead. But again, Williams' turn was excellent. He's pulled out to a commanding lead at this point. Here comes Iverson for Irondale in lane 2. And Wicks in lane 4 for Spring Lake Park's not going away either. Williams really taking it to him on the turns, though. Every time he gets in a turn, he comes out with a half body length lead. He's ahead by 2 lengths at this point. Barring a catastrophe, he should have this here. Second place right now is the battle between Iverson of Irondale in 2 and Wicks, Spring Lake Park in lane 3, but Sahlberg's going to try and sneak up there into third as well. First place goes to Brock Wayne of Osseo in second place, but sneaking up into, or in first place, sneaking up into second was Jonathan Abraham of Champlin Park in lane 6. Third place, David Iverson of Irondale in lane 2. Andrew Sahlberg of Maple Grove, fifth place, 2:28.49. Heat 4, Connor Elfstrand of Maple Grove in 1. Weinberg of Wayzata in 2. Frey of Spring Lake Park in 4. Deloze of Maple Grove, Garrett Deloze in lane 5. And Nelson of Armstrong in 6. 3 of Spring Lake Park's out to a lead here in lane 4. Connor Elfstrand and Daniel Weinberg of Maple Grove and Wayzata are chasing him in lanes 1 and 2. Elfstrand with a slight lead. Frey touches first. The second part of the backstroke. Elfstrand and Weinberg right there with each other for second place. Frey's going to touch and start his breaststroke leg. Weinberg and Elfstrand in 2 and 3. Dead even coming out of the turn. And now Garrett DeLoes in lane 5 is pulled up there, as well as Armstrong's Nathaniel Nelson. DeLoes up into second place. He's pushing Frey pretty hard here. He's almost caught him at the wall. So it's going to come down to the last 50 here in the freestyle. Can Spring Lake Park's Frey hold off Garrett DeLoes? Third place right now looks to be going to Weinberg in lane 2. But the fight here is between Frey and DeLoes. Looks like Frey's going to win it in lane 4 for Spring Lake Park, but DeLoes will come in second for Maple Grove in lane 5. Third place goes to the Trojans' Daniel Weinberg in lane 2. Frey wins it with a time of 2:08.35. Garrett DeLoes comes in at 2:11.61 in second place. So now we'll get on to the final heat, 200-yard IM. Lon of Wayzata in 1, Botten of Irondale in 2, Logan Sear, one of the Maple Grove captains in lane 3, Way and Lou of Wayzata in 4 and 5, and Mandravelis of Armstrong in lane 6. Final heat, 200-yard IM. Logan Sear touches the wall first for Maple Grove. Arthur Way is not going away though, he's right there with him. Sear trying to build on a lead as they head into the backstroke. Sear looks smooth, touching in halfway through the backstroke. But Wayzata's Arthur Way is not going away in second place. Sear will touch to start the breaststroke leg. Good turn. Strong breaststroke for Logan Sear. Looks like he's building that lead. Way's teammate Lou in lane 5 is trying to catch him, as well as Henry Botten for Irondale in lane 2. Sear leads by 3 body lengths as he touches for the freestyle, the final 50. Great turn. This is going to be Sear's race here. Nice and smooth. In the turn, he heads around for the last 25. He has half a pool length lead. It's going to be between Way and Lou here for second place, Wayzata teammates. They're going to come in almost exactly at the same time. Sear wins it with a time of 1:58 in lane 3. And Frey in lane 4, Way in lane 4 edges out teammate Lou in lane 5 by 0.07 of a second at 2:04.43 versus 2:04.5. Great race for Logan Sear.
Second flight will be Jennifer Parker.
Are we doing that now? Are they taking a break now?
After the 50.
Again, 2 10-minute flights immediately following the 50-yard freestyle.
Right after the 50-yard freestyle, we're going to take a brief break to let the swimmers do some more warm-ups in the pool. So we're going to start with the 6 heats here of the 50 free. First heat will be lane 3 for Osceo's Everett Ryan and lane 4 Spring Lake Park's Tyler Long.
Swimming in lane number 3 from Osseo, Everett Ryan, and lane 4 for Spring Lake Park.
So Long of Spring Lake Park in 4, and Ryan of Osseo in lane 3.
After the third. I think this is.
And this one will go to Long at a time of 39:03.
It hasn't said it's completed yet.
So now we'll be on to the second heat. 6 swimmers in this one. In lane 1, Clegg of Osseo. In lane 2, 5 swimmers. In lane 2, Kane of Champlin Park. In 3, Wells of Armstrong. In 4, Hernandez of Park Center. And in 6, Johnson of Osseo.
In 5th place from Spring Lake Park, Isaiah Free. In 4th place from Iredale, Henry Bott. In 3rd place with a time of 2.
So right now I've got a meet score for you. In 8th place, Osseo at 133. 7th place, Park Center at 138. Robbinsdale in 6th at 178. Irondale 194 for 5th. Champlin Park 286 in 4. Spring Lake Park in 3rd at 321. Osseo in 2nd place with a score of 462. And in 1st place, Wayzata with a score of 546. So here we go with the second heat of the 50. Lanes 1 through 4 and 6.
And lane 1 from Osseo, Marshall Clegg. Lane 2, Champlin, Ryan Kane. Lane 3 from Armstrong, Xavier Wells. Lane 4
At the turn, this one looks like it's going to be Hernandez, Park Center in lane 4. But Kane in 2 and Wells in 3 of Champlin Park and Armstrong. Gonna make it close. Hernandez does hang on with a time of 30.12. Second place goes to Wells of Armstrong in lane 3. And third place, Ryan Kane of Champlin Park in lane 2. For heat 3, it will be Giwa of Armstrong in lane 1, Dual Park Center in lane 2, Wilmert lane 4 for Irondale, Jordan of Osseo in lane 5, and Francois Champlin Park in lane 6. At the wall, looks like Dual of Park Center might have it, but Wilmert of Irondale made a great turn and a strong finish here. He's going to take first place at 26:38 in lane 4. 27:11 for second place in lane 2 goes to Henry Dual of Park Center. Third place in lane 6 of Francois from Champlin Park. So for heat 4, all 6 lanes will be full. Jackson of Park Center in 1, Head of Champlin Park in lane 2, Harris, Armstrong in lane 3, Becker of Spring Lake Park in lane 4, Sturgis of Irondale in lane 5, and Kujak of Armstrong in lane 6.
Lane 1 for Park Center, Jackson Bennett. In lane 2 for Champlain Park, Gavin Head. Lane 3 for Armstrong.
Tough to pick a leader in this one. It's pretty even going into the wall. These swimmers are pretty even. It's going to be hard to tell. We're going to have to rely on the timer to give it to us. I'm going to say lane 3. Yep, looks like Harris of Armstrong in lane 3 first. Second, Head of Champlain Park in lane 2. And third is lane 4, Becker of Spring Lake Park. Harris comes in at 25:37 to take first in heat 4. So here we go for heat 5. 5 swimmers in lane 1. Mark Altman for Maple Grove. Gaspersich of Spring Lake Park in 2. Jeffrey Nordvold and Jacob Engler in 4 and 5 in Maple Grove. And Nightingale of Champlain in lane 6. Nordvold out to the biggest lead here. Looks like he's going to take this one. 23:41 for Jeffrey Nordvold in lane 4 for first place. 24:92 for Altman. Mark Altman of Maple Grove, one of the captains in lane 1. Third place goes to Jacob Engler, Maple Grove, at 24:99 in lane 5. That heat was a clean sweep for Maple Grove. So now we're on to the 6th and final heat. This will be Königsberg of Wayzata, Cisco of Wayzata, Ripken of Spring Lake Park, Garrett Reichels of Maple Grove in 4, Who of the Trojans in lane 5, and 6, Botten of Irondale. Reichels looks like he might have the lead, although Ripken could be taking it. It's going to go, yes, it's going to go to Ripken of Spring Lake Park in lane 3. Reichels of Maple Grove in lane 4 for second place at 22:28. The winner there, Ripken, took it in 21:81. Third place is Cisco from Wayzata at 22:73. So we're going to take a brief 20-minute break here while the swimmers get in the water, stretch out, cool down, and then we will be back for the rest of the meet. We will start with event number 6, and we'll go through to event number 12. So we'll be back in a little bit to finish up.
points, Champlin Park. In third place with 401.5 points, Spring Lake Park. In second place with 569 points, Maple Grove. And in first place with 630 points, Wyzetta.
All right, we're back from our brief cool down period for all the swimmers. Next will be the 100-yard butterfly. We have 5 heats of that. But before we get into that, quickly, I'll give you the meet score. Osseo in 8th place at 862. Park Center at 178 in 7th. Robbinsdale at 236 in 6th. Irondale 257 in 5th. Champlin Park in 4th with 347.5. Spring Lake Park at 400 in 3rd place. Maple Grove in 2nd at 569, and Wyzetta in 1st at 630. So for this heat, in lanes 2, 3, and 4 are Callan of Armstrong, Ness of Park Center, and Ketz of Spring Lake Park. This is the 100-yard butterfly. Callan of Armstrong's got the lead here. He should win this one fairly easily. Lucky Ness is chasing him in lane 3. Solidly in 2nd place. And it should be Patrick Ketz of Spring Lake Park in 3rd. So Callan will touch in 1st place in lane 2 at 107.59. Ness of Park Center coming in 2nd place in lane 3 at 116.55. And Ketz of Spring Lake Park,
Results for the boys 50-yard freestyle.
3rd place, 122.32.
In 7th place from Wyzetta, Caden Ho. In 6th place from Maple Grove, Jeffrey Norville. In 5th place from Wyzetta, Leo Königsberg. In 4th place,
So we're going to go on to heat number 2 of 5 here in the 100-yard butterfly. This will be lanes 1, 2, 3, and 5. Grayson Albrecht of Spring Lake Park. Sam Mayer of Champlin in lane 2. Wicks of Spring Lake Park in lane 3. And Subi in lane 5 for Armstrong.
next up, heat number 2.
Again, heat 2 of the 100-yard butterfly. Fairly even from the start. Slight lead for Albrecht of Spring Lake Park in lane 1. Excellent turn by Subi in lane 5 brings him right up into the lead. Wicks of Spring Lake Park in lane 3 also right there too. Stroke for the first 3 guys here. Albrecht, Wicks, and Subi fighting for lead. Another excellent turn by Subi in lane 5. But Wicks is hanging right with him. Wicks might have surged ahead just at the end here. He does. and takes it by 15 hundredths of a second. So Wicks, first place in lane 3, 106.82. Second place, Subi of Armstrong in lane 5, 106.97. Third place goes to Mayer of Champlin Park in lane 2 at 111.87. Heat 3 will be White of Irondale in 1, Holmquist of Spring Lake Park in 2. 3 for Nightingale of Champlin Park, Jacob Engler of Maple Grove in lane 4, Eris Liu of Maple Grove in lane 5, and Owen Ness of Park Center in lane 6. This is Heat 3, 100-yard butterfly. Holmquist in lane 2, looks like he's taking the lead. But Nightingale, Engler, and Liu are right with him. Holmquist builds on his lead somewhat. Nightingale, Engler, and Liu right there battling it out for second place. Engler and Liu both make great turns to slide up into second and third. Holmquist should take this one in lane 2. Let's see what happens between Engler and Liu. So Holmquist in lane 2 for Spring Lake Park takes first with a time of 1:01.97. Second place in lane 5 to Eris Liu of Maple Grove. And third place to Jacob Engler of Maple Grove. Times at 103.4 and 103.54. Tenth of a second between the two teammates. This will bring us to heat number 4 of 5. Andrew Sahlberg of Maple Grove in lane 1. Fink of Champlin Park in 2. Collins of Osseo in 3. Nguyen of Wayzata in 4. Kujak of Armstrong in 5, and Sturgis of Irondale in 6. At the first turn, it looks like Collins of Osseo has the lead. Nguyen in second place in lane 4. Collins still in the lead after 50. Nguyen's made a couple of great turns, but Collins is just out swimming him. Collins first into the wall. Second place is Nguyen of Wayzata, but on the outside here in lane 6, Sturgis of Irondale is trying to catch up. It is Collins of Osseo, first place. Nguyen of Wayzata in second. Third goes to Sturgis of Irondale. Winning time for Collins was 58.06. Final heat, we'll see Krings of Osseo in 1, Botten of Irondale in 2, Carr of Wayzata in 3, and Carter of Wayzata in 4, as well as Cisco of Wayzata in 5. Aiden Fries of Maple Grove in lane 6. First into the turn appears to be Botten of Irondale. But Carr of Wayzata pulls slightly ahead at the second turn. Into the last 50 here. Botten in 2, Carr in 3. Slugging it out for first place. Carr's got a lead at the turn. Looks like he's trying to pull away here. He will take it in lane 3. Carr of Wayzata in lane 3 takes first at a time of 52.09. Second place for Botten of Irondale in lane 2, 53.27. Third place in lane 4, Carter of Wayzata, 54.95. We're going to be on to the 100-yard freestyle. 5 heats. First heat, we'll see Wells of Armstrong in 1, Johnson of Osseo in 2, with teammate Creek in 3, Tao of Park Center in 4, Planting of Spring Lake Park in 5, and Ryan of Osseo in 6. Out to a quick lead in lane 1 is Wells of Armstrong. He's going to touch slightly ahead of Tao of Park Center in lane 4. Tao with a good turn, some strong swimming. Might have edged him out for the lead here at the halfway point. He does. Tao is first into the second turn. But Wells is coming charging back. Wells has the slightest of leads at the turn. But again, great turn by Tao, puts him slightly in the lead. It'll be a race between these two for first and second. Alex Creek of Osseo will come in third in lane 3 when he finishes, but first place goes to Tao of Park Center at 1:08.7 in lane 4. Second place, Xavier Wells of Armstrong in lane 2 at 1:09.16. Third place, Alex Creek of Osseo, 1:19.53. So now we'll be in heat number 2. Fahrenbruch of Osseo in lane 1. Dialsing of Park Center, Bennett, and Duel, all Park Center in 2, 3, and 4. Von Leahy of Champlin and Anderson of Champlin in 5 and 6.
Here are your results for the 100-yard butterfly. In 8th place from Wayzata, Quang Nguyen. In 7th place from Osseo, Brendan Collins. In 6th place from Maple Grove, Aiden Freeze. In 5th place from Osseo, Mason Krings. In 4th place from Wayzata, Gray Cisco. And in 3rd place with a time of 54.95 from Wayzata, Max Carter. In 2nd place with a time of 53.27 from Irondale, Evan Botten. And in 1st place with a time of 52.09 from Wayzata, Nathan Carr. Next up, Heat 2, 100-yard freestyle.
So here we go with heat 2. The 100-yard freestyle.
Swimming in lane 1 from Osseo, Peyton Fahrenbruch. Lane 2 from Park Center, Nigel Dawson. Lane 3 from Park Center, Jackson Bennett. Lane 4.
First place out of the first turn. Looks like it goes to Bennett of Park Center. Teammate, sorry, not Oh yes, teammate Dial Singh, second right behind him. It's a fight for third right now between duo of Park Center in 4 and Von Leahy of Champlin in 5. It's going to be close between the two teammates, Dial Singh and Bennett in 2 and 3, but they should take first and second. It is in that order in lane 2 and 3, 58.75 and 59.77. Third place does indeed go to Bennett Von Leahy of Champlin Park. So for Heat 3, it will be Roosevelt of Irondale in 1, Becker of Spring Lake Park in 2, Harris of Armstrong in 3, Mark Altman, one of the Maple Grove captains in lane 4, Nguyen of Irondale and Harton of Irondale in 5 and 6.
Swimming in lane 1 from Irondale, Phineas Roosevelt. Lane 2 from Spring Lake Park, Eli Becker. Lane 3 from Armstrong.
Looks like Altman in 4 and Harris in 3 will touch at the same time. Altman comes out of the first turn with a slight lead though as he heads into the second turn. He'll try and build on it. Harris of Armstrong in lane 3 is hanging right with him though. And they are even coming into the last turn. Will be Altman and Harris fighting it out for first and second place. Harris seems to have pulled slightly ahead in the last 20 meters. And he will touch first and third. First in lane 3 does go to Harris of Armstrong, followed closely by Mark Altman of Maple Grove in lane 2. Third place goes to Eli Becker of Spring Lake Park. Winning time is 55.66. Mark Altman touches in at 56.37. Third place, again, to Becker of Spring Lake Park at 57.33. Heat 4 is up next. Abraham of Champlin Park in 1. Jeffrey Nordvold of Maple Grove in lane 2. Pham of Champlin Park in 3. Rodrigo Rodriguez of Maple Grove in 4. Damaraju of Wayzata in 5. And Bosick of Spring Lake Park in 6. Heat number 4, 100-meter freestyle. Looks like Nordvold had the lead at the turn, but teammate Rodriguez has taken it from him in lane 4. Those two are in the lead right now with Pham of Champlin Park sandwiched between them in lane 3. But it is Rodriguez and Nordvold right now in 4 and 2 in the lead. Great turn by Rodriguez. Nordvold's going to try and hold Pham off for second place. It's going to be tough here. Rodriguez will take first place in lane 4 at a time of 50.72. Nordvold does take second place, 52.33, with Pham of Champlin Park coming in third in lane 3, 52.93. So the last heat, the 100-yard freestyle, will be Lou of Wayzata in 1, Thomas Botkin of Maple Grove in lane 2, Kirchner of Wayzata in lane 3, Megahan of Irondale in 4, Hu of Wayzata in 5, and Clark from Spring Lake Park in 6.
Now swimming lane 1, Wayzata had a lead. Lane 2, from Little Rock, Thomas Botkin. Lane 3, from Wayzata, John Kirchner. Lane 4, from Irondale, Lucas Megahan.
First turn's pretty even. It looks like Megahan of Irondale has come out in the lead, just ahead of Kirchner in lane 3. But Botkin and Lou in 2 and 1, still hanging with them. Megahan has the lead coming into the last turn. He looks like he's going to take this. Can Botkin catch Kirchner in lane 3? He's not going to do it. So it's going to be Megahan first of Irondale at 48.46. Kirchner of Wayzata at 49.41, and Botkin of Maple Grove at 49.78.
Next up, event number 8, 500-yard freestyle. Heat 1.
Now we'll get into the 500-yard freestyle. There are 4 heats of this race. This can be pretty grueling. "500 yards is a long way to swim, even when you're ready for it. So this first heat will be Vinny Thunborg of Spring Lake Park in lane 3, Diego Morales, also of Spring Lake Park, in 4, and Vincent Pham of Champlin Park in lane 5. Again, heat number 1 of 4 heats of the 500.
Swimming in lane 3 for Spring Lake Park, Vinny Thunberg. In lane 4 for Spring Lake Park, Diego Morales. In lane 5 for Champlin Park.
So this race is 20 lengths of the pool. It's all about how well you can pace yourself. Swimmers tell me you want to get out to a quick start for the first 150. Beyond that, for about the next 250, you just want to hang in there and cruise. Burn the rest up on the end to try and win it. It's a long swim in these early heats with the slower times. They're generally above 7 minutes. So you have to pace yourself well for 7 minutes. Quarter of the way through the race, Vincent Pham of Champlin Park, lane 5, has the lead. We'll see if he can pace himself and hold on to it. Teammates Thunborg and Morales in 3 and 4. are swimming along at the same pace. For second and third. Pham still in the lead. But Morales and Thunborg are slowly creeping up on him. Again, it's a hard race, and especially for a lot of these younger kids who may not be used to swimming that distance. And all three of these kids are in 8th grade. So long future of swimming ahead of them, as well as a lot of laps today. Pham is at the halfway point. But Morales and Thunborg right there as well. This will be length 13 for Pham. I've been told by swimmers you're not halfway in this race until you've swum 15 of the 20. The last 5 are the killer, they tell me. Is Pham going to be able to hang on? Morales and Thunberg slowly creeping up on him. As we come into the last 5 here, Pham still in the lead, but it is slowly disappearing. Thunborg has pulled ahead slightly of his teammate Morales in lane 3. Morales is lane 4. Pham still in the lead in lane 5. But with 4 lengths to go, Pham's lead has all but disappeared. Thunborg is even with him. Morales right behind him. Let's see what Pham's got left. See if he can hang on to this. As we come into the bell lap, that means we have 50 meters to go, 50 yards. Thunborg looks like he saved something for this. He's swimming harder. Morales may have too. Pham's trying to hold on to second place at this point. Last 25.
I'm here for my interview.
Okay. So Thunborg does indeed take this one.
Your results from the 100-yard freestyle. In 8th place from Maple Grove.
Okay, so Captain Mark Altman is joining me here for the 500. So Mark, I've been talking a little bit about what the 500 is like for a swimmer. And I've been told that you sort of want to pace yourself, but it's 150 of swimming hard in the beginning, then kind of settle into a pace and save it all for the last 100. Is that true?
Yeah, and so generally what people do is, I mean, you go hard, especially on the first 50, keep it into the first 100. Those are usually your fastest splits, but then you get into a good rhythm and you try and keep a steady pace for the next 7 50s, and then you really want to just turn it up and give it everything you got for the last one.
So we watched these last three swimmers. They're all in 8th grade. So are they just kind of learning how to swim the 500 now?
I mean, with the times, it looks like they might have done this before, maybe swam a little bit of club, but I'd still say they're fairly new to it. I mean, they didn't look like the biggest kids. Once they start going, I mean, they all went basically almost sub-7, which is pretty solid for just being an 8th grader. I mean, they're like 13 years old.
So it looked like Pham, who had a lead for 16 of the links in lane 3, just ran out of gas at the end. Did he just not pace himself well, do you think?
Yeah, or just like was trying to go for a time and he just couldn't keep it up. But I mean, that's just how it is.
We're on to heat 2 here. It's Samaro for Osseo in lane 1, Wilmert in lane 2 for Irondale. Also Reichert for Irondale in 3, Hobart in 4 for Park Center, and then Champlain Park, Thibodeau, and Pullman in 5 and 6. So how much have you swum the 500?
I've swum the 500 maybe 3 or 4 times since my 8th grade year, which is when I started. Not my favorite event. I don't have good endurance whatsoever. Can't hold the pace. But I know it's a hard event. Like I mean, back when I was in 8th grade, I was just swimming it to try and swim 500 yards in a row, and then when you start trying to pace yourself, it just ups the difficulty level from just number of yards to difficulty of the event.
So we see the lane counters at the end sometimes shaking the signs or turning the signs upside down. What does all that mean?
It's all just signals to the swimmer. So it's got the number on it to symbolize how many 25s they've done. And then generally I think what happens is, so they got the set pace, and then if they're over that pace, they'll start shaking it up and down, and then a little faster side to side. And if they really got to start kicking, start moving fast, they'll sometimes flip it upside down. And that really means you got to turn it up and go.
Okay. Right now in this race, Hobart of Park Center looks like he's in the lead over the teammates from Irondale in 3 and 2 of Reichert and Wilmert. So I've seen him turn the sign upside down. What does that mean?
That means you really just got to pick up the pace. That's probably a second, maybe even close to 2 seconds over the pace they're trying to hold. And so, you know, as a swimmer, if you see the signs upside down and you see the numbers upside down, you really got to start going faster.
Okay. So how do you pick who's going to count for you?
Generally, I've just had one of my friends. I'll ask them because they all know what to do and know what they're doing. But really you just got to go up and ask someone, hey, can you count for my 500 for me? And unless they're like immediately before or after, they'll probably just say yes. And then you got to talk about what pace you want to hold. Like, when do you want to start shaking the sign like we talked about, or when do you want to flip it over?
Okay. So if one of you being a captain, if one of the younger kids came to you and said, what's your advice for the 500? Would it be don't swim it?
That would be my personal advice. I think the advice the coaches would want to hear is just give it everything you have. Try and really hold that good pace and push yourself. I guess compared to basically any other event, it's a mental battle. You got to hold yourself in it mentally. Like, yeah, I can swim this. I can keep the pace. And then really towards the end, the last 50 or the last 75, you just got to give it everything you got.
While we're sitting here, and I'm talking to Mark, one of his teammates, Jeffrey Nordvold, is on the side.
Over here.
Yeah, making faces at him. So
Just encouraging.
So, Jeff, we can get you on here in a second too. But what events, if you know you're going to swim a 500, how many events before or after? I mean, is the 500 just like I'm just swimming that and maybe a couple of relays, or how does that work?
If they're gonna fit you into your normal like 4-event meet, they'll probably throw you in 1, maybe 2 before diving, and then you probably won't. If you're swimming after the 500, it'll probably either just be the 100 breast or the 4 for your relay. But they really don't want to pack you in close, so you probably won't ever swim the 100 butterfly or 100 freestyle on days you're doing the 500.
All right. You personally, what's the hardest stroke to do?
Hardest stroke for me personally, butterfly. Since I started, I had a lot of just coordination problems learning how to do butterfly with my arm tempo and which arm's going where. And it took up until like my junior year for it to be consistently a legal stroke. So
you really have to get that kick and the.
It's all, you just gotta find the rhythm when you're going.
Okay.
The whole kick, it's the whole body. Kick, arms, when you gotta breathe.
Do some people just fall into it and sort of naturally get it and understand it?
And some people, it just clicks for them, which it never really did for me. Like one of my other friends on the team, Andrew Sahlberg, it really just like found him easily, and then he's a big fan of butterfly now.
Okay. All right, great. Well, what is your favorite stroke?
Favorite stroke? Sprint freestyle, without a doubt.
Okay.
Short events, fast events, kind of just give it everything you want. Not much to it mentally, you just gotta turn and burn.
All right, we're into the bell lap here for the second heat of the 500 here. It looks like Hobart of Park Center in the last turn here. He's going to come in. Think he can make it under 6 here?
Oh, it's going to be close. I'm hoping for, I bet that's his goal. Generally for, oh, he's got it. He's got it easy.
He's going to do it.
There we go.
All right.
I feel like generally for like 500 times for what you want. Though it's not what you're supposed to. I feel like most people try and like split it up by like either 15 or 30 seconds increments on like what time they're trying to go.
Okay. All right, great.
Cool.
Well, hey, thanks, Mark. Let's talk to come on up here.
Garrett? Yeah. Rifles? No. Yes. Okay, hop in. Put a mic on.
Garrett Delos here. You're one of the captains too, aren't you?
I am not.
You're not?
No.
Okay. But Garrett Reichels is?
Yes.
Okay, I get you guys mixed up. All right. So we're going to start the third heat here of the 500. Now, you are a senior?
I am.
All right. So have you swum the 500 before?
I have. I'm not a big 500 swimmer, but I've done it once every year or two since I was on the team about 7th grade.
Okay. So how do you feel about setting a pace for it? Like, what's your strategy when you do it?
Whenever I swim my 500, I always try and take it out a little bit faster and get that position, because I think it's a lot easier to hold on to first place than it is to try and chase him down. So my strategy going into it is kind of just the first 100, put myself out there, make sure that I am ahead of who I want to be ahead of, and then for the next 300, I just try and hold where I am, don't let anyone in front of me, don't fall behind, and the last 100, just give it everything you got.
So save the gas for the last 100, huh?
Yeah.
So how do you pace yourself through the whole thing? Are you keeping like an amount of strokes in your head, or are you just relying on that lane counter to do it for you?
It's a little bit of relying on the lane counter, and after 4, 5, 6 years of swimming, you kind of get a good feel for about how fast you're going based on how tired you're getting and how fast you're making it to the wall. So I can give myself around a 2-second estimate about how fast I'm going, but otherwise I rely on the lane counter, the lap counter to give me my splits.
Okay. We're going to start heat 3 here of the 500. This is Hemrick of Champlin in 1, Singh of Wayzata in 2, George Fisher, a freshman from Maple Grove, in lane 3, Alex Pickens. Now, Alex likes the 500, doesn't he? Alex is one of Maple Grove's 500 swimmers. He's in lane 4. Gasparich of Spring Lake Park and Erickson of Spring Lake Park in 5 and 6. So I've seen Alex swim the 500 a lot.
Right.
And I noticed that George is starting to swim it a lot too. Mm-hmm. Is there do you fall into it as a swimmer, or is it just something you decide that's your stroke?
Well, there's kind of two things. Some people are just naturally better at some strokes than other. They'll come easier to them, and so they'll be put into those events more. And the other thing is, when you're on the team your freshman and sophomore year, Coach Carone will basically tell you what strokes, what events you're going to be doing for the rest of high school. It can change if you get significantly better at another event, but it'll just basically be, what do you need, what he needs that year, and then you'll just be focusing towards that. So it's a little bit of what your body is good at, it's a little bit of what you like to do, and it's a little bit of what the team needs.
Okay. What's your favorite event to swim?
My favorite event to swim is definitely the 100 breaststroke.
Really, and why is that? Just you get the stroke and you understand it?
It's my best event. Like I said, Coach decided my sophomore year that I was going to be a breaststroker, put me in a 100 breaststroke in almost every single event. And then from there, I've just gotten better and better at it, and I really enjoy it. I definitely have really big strengths and really big weaknesses. And so it's a lot of fun when, I've got, my weaknesses is my turns, my underwaters where I might fall behind. But then when I get on top of the water trying to make up that position, I'm always fighting for a place. And it's not like I get out in front of someone and stay there. It's a nice battle for me.
Now, do you find that personality types feed into these races too? I mean, are the 50 guys different than the 500 guys? Because both George and Alex out here swimming for Maple Grove right now, they're kind of quiet guys, aren't they? Right,
yeah. Sometimes. I mean, I guess I've never really thought about it that way. It can definitely play a role, I think. But I guess it more just depends on what your body is built for.
Okay.
Some people just are better at endurance events, and some people are just better at sprint events.
Okay. What's your least favorite stroke?
Butterfly.
It seems like everybody says the butterfly is their least favorite.
Yeah, butterfly is really, really challenging. It puts a lot of stress on your arms, and with my rotator cuff injury from over the summer, it's something that I'm almost never allowed to swim anymore, and it just it always, whenever you see your name in the 100 butterfly, you always groan a little bit.
Okay. So what's considered, if this is considered a distance race and the 50s are considered the sprints, what's the mid-range? Is it the 200 or?
It's a great question. For high school swimming, it would be maybe the 100 and the 200, but for high school, most people just say you either swim sprint, which is the 50 and the 100, or distance, which is the 200 and the 500.
Okay.
But when you get to college level swimming and club swimming, they'll have events ranging from the 50 free all the way up to the 1650.
1650?
Yes.
Oh.
And that'll be.
Did someone just decide the 1500 wasn't enough for them, or?
Yeah. Well, the 1650 is roughly a mile, so that would be the mile swim.
Okay.
And so in that scenario, the 50 and the 100 would be sprint. The 200 and the 500 would be mid-distance, and then like the 1000, the 1650, or the 800, or whatever else they might have there would be considered the distance events.
Okay, great. Now, I've noticed these hand signals for years that they give on the side of the pool. And I know that when they sort of stick their arms out and go up and down, it means kick more, correct?
Yes, yep.
What are some of these other signals? Like I'm seeing Coach Lindsay sort of wave over her head like that. What does that mean?
It basically just means go faster.
Isn't that the point of the whole thing, though?
Yeah.
Go faster?
Yeah. It can be really helpful, especially even when you think you're going as fast as you can, if they just tell you to go faster, you can always squeeze that little bit more.
Okay.
A little bit more out of it. But the kick one is definitely really helpful because the coaches can see it from an angle that you can't see it from. If you think you're kicking really hard, you might not be, and then that's when the coaches are able to give you that hand signal that maybe you should kick a little bit harder.
Okay. So here's the bell lap for George. He hits it at 450 in the wall. What do you think he's going to finish this one at?
Well, that's a great question. It looks like his last split was a 32. Seeing as it's his last 50, I'm going to say he's going to be somewhere around a 520.
520?
Yes,
okay.
A 5 minute, 20 second 50. It's a really good time. George is having a really good 500 right here. And that would put him at 15 seconds for the last 25, which should be pretty standard.
Wow, George does win that heat. Third place at 5:20.
Right.
Point
Yeah.
6. You nailed it. Your point
Yeah.
6 was a pretty good guess. All
Yeah,
right.
these are really important points right here. Normally in a regular sections event or a dual meet, all the big points are bulked right in the top 8, but in an event like True Team, it's all about your depth. Every single place you move up, you score another point. So first place with an event with 32 people would have 32 points, last place would have 1. So this meet was really, really won in the 8th place to 20th range.
Okay, let's get back to that in a second because I want to talk about the scoring, but I just want to finish this up here. So second place goes to Alex Pickens at 5:35.27. Good time?
Yeah.
Okay. And then third place is Griffin Gaspersich from Spring Lake Park in lane 12. So we're going to start the fourth heat here pretty quick, but I want to get back to the scoring thing with you in a second. This is Daniel Weinberg of Wayzata, Jerry Liu of Wayzata, and William Curvin. He's been swimming a lot of stuff for them. So they're 1 through 3. Logan Sear, one of the captains. And then Alex Kozel, who's a good swimmer for Osseo, and Gabriel Jimenez of Maple Grove in lane 6. So explain to me again the scoring, the sectional meets versus, just the regular duels and how that works.
Right. So in a sections meet, every team is allowed to put 4 people into one event. Whereas in a dual meet, you're allowed to put 3 people in one event. And this is what I'm talking about with the depth right here. You see Logan Sear in lane 4. He's Maple Grove's really good 500 swimmer. He got 3rd place at sections last year. He's really great. But you see Wayzata has a swimmer in 1, 2, and 3. So even if Logan wins this event, lanes 1, 2, and 3 for Wayzata are all going to get basically the same amount of points within 5 or so, depending on what they place. So that's where that depth is really important. At regular sections, which is at the end of February, the win for Logan would be huge because he would have almost double the points as second place. But now he only gets 1 more. So this is where Wayzata is really, really good. They got that depth.
And they don't seem to have a lot more swimmers than you guys. They just have, 1 through 25. They're all just really good.
Right, yeah.
Okay. And why do you think that is? Is it the strength of their program? Is it more coaches, different facilities? What do you think that is?
It's pretty much all about the clubs. Wayzata pulls a lot of their swimmers from this club called Aquajets, which is in Eden Prairie, a little bit closer there. Same club that Gara Rico swims for. And they produce a ton of fast swimmers. They were 5th place at Junior Nationals just a couple of weeks ago. And so they have a lot of fast swimmers there, whereas here in Maple Grove, we pull a lot of our swimmers from clubs like NHCP and Lifetime and Great Wolf. And not that those aren't fast clubs, like Logan Sear, who's right now in the lead. He swims for Lifetime. But Aquajets just has that history. They have a fantastic coach over there. And that really, really helps them. It's why, teams like Eden Prairie, Edina, they all are huge powerhouses in swimming because they have really, really good clubs right next to them.
So how does a team like Duluth, because Duluth's a pretty good one, but they seem sort of up on their own up there.
Right.
Do they just have one strong club up there? Or?
It's a great question. I have no idea. I assume so. I haven't done a lot of research into Duluth's swimming clubs, but I'd assume that they have either one club that they have a lot of their swimmers in high school in, or they have sort of like a high school club team for the off season where they all train together with the same coach. That's definitely a possibility as well.
So generally the club swimmers are better because they have more time in the pool and more practice and everything. But every once in a while you have one pop up like Daniel Baltus a couple years ago from Maple Grove was not a club swimmer, and he's got a couple of records here in the pool. How does that happen?
Right. Well, Daniel Baltes, he specialized in the 50 free and the 100 free. Those are the sprint freestyle events. And a lot of swimming is very technical. It's very technical. A lot of technique based in swimming. But the 50 and the 100 free are kind of exceptions. Those are events that you can muscle your way through. So Daniel Baltes, big football player. He played quarterback for our football team. I like to say, he had a lot of big muscles. Which means no matter what happened, really, I mean, he swam high school, so he had a good start. He would be going pretty fast. And now he's over swimming at Ohio State. They really tuned him up good, and he's just gotten even better.
Okay. So are you going to swim in college beyond this?
That's a fantastic question. I don't think so.
Okay.
So I'm looking to go into the field of aviation and fly some planes for a little bit in high school. And, you know, the schools who can afford a big aviation program all happen to be really big schools with really big Division I swimming programs,
Right.
like Purdue
Gotcha.
University or Ohio State. And
Okay.
right now, I'm just not fast enough. So, you know, I don't really think that I will be swimming in college, but, you know, maybe I'll join a club team while I'm up there.
Okay. Well, we're in the bell lap here, and Logan's got a pretty good time.
Yeah, Logan's doing really good right now.
Where do you think he's going to wind up here?
I think Logan will be a little bit under 5 minutes. So looks like probably about 4:53, 4:54, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit faster.
Well, I think you're going to just about nail it. Yeah, 4:53.34. Nice
There we
job.
go. Yeah, it's a nice win, too.
Good, good. All right. Well, thanks. I really appreciate all the info and the time and everything. That was
Yeah.
great. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
You too.
And enjoy the rest of your meet.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know if you all enjoyed that, but I did. I loved talking to a couple of our swimmers there and learning a little bit more about just the meets and them in general, and that was really fun. So now we're going to go on to the 200 freestyle relay. 4 heats here again. So in lane 1, the Osseo team of Ryan, Johnson, Clegg, and Creek. Park Center in lane 3, Hernandez, O'Neill, Chapman, and Tao. Lane 4, Anderson, Kane, Stover, Furlong, Mead. Spring Lake Park's Albrecht, Thunborg, Tokel, and Saxton in 5. And Spring Lake Park's Lang, Planting, Costa, and Long in lane 6. Again, heat number 1. The boys' 200-yard freestyle relay. So each swimmer in this swims 2 lengths of the pool. And as you heard Garrett Delos tell us, this is these guys are going to be sprinting here. Looks like first to touch the wall there is Albrecht from Spring Lake Park. And, Albrecht in lane 5, and then it's Anderson and Hernandez in 4 and 3 chasing him. Thunborg is the second swimmer for Spring Lake Park into the pool in lane 5. He's going to try and hold that lead as O'Neill in 3 and Kane in 4 slug it out amongst each other. Looks like O'Neill's got a slight lead there on second place. He's trying to catch up to Thunborg. Spring Lake Park's third swimmer, Bryce Tokel, is in the water in lane 5, as is Jackson Chapman for Park Center in lane 3, and Chapman has taken the lead for his team. So lane 3, last swimmer, Tao for Park Center is in the water. He is giving it all he's got here, building a strong lead over Parker Saxton in 5 and Jacob Furlong Mead in 4. Furlong Mead looks like he's going to take the lead for second place here, pulling away from Saxton of Spring Lake Park in lane 5. So first place does go to Park Center in lane 3. at a time of 1:55.6. Lane 4 is second place for Champlain Park. And third, Spring Lake Park in lane 3. So for heat number 2, lane 1 will be Champlain Park's team of Woodward, Francois, Mayer, and Thibodeau. Spring Lake Park, Becker, Erickson, Ketz, and Morales. Irondale's Sturgis, White, Wilmer, Roosevach. Park Center's Bennett, Duell, Hobart, and Ness. Maple Grove, the team of Hudson Peterson, Logan Tabor, Luke Martin, Benjamin West. Then Osio's Samaro, Horball, Farrenbrush, and Jordan.
In sixth place from Wayzata, Daniel Vainberg. In fifth place from Maple Grove, George Fisher. In fourth place from Wayzata, Jerry Liu. In third place with a time of 5 minutes, 00.34, Alex Kozel, Osio. In second place with a time of 4:58.67, William Kurgan, Wayzata. And in first place with a time of 4:53.34 from Maple Grove, Logan Sear.
In case you didn't hear that, they just announced that Logan Sear of Maple Grove came in first place in the 500. George Fisher also came in fourth. I believe Alex Pickens was seventh. So here we go, heat number 2. The boys 200 relay.
One from Champlain, Woodward, Francois, Mayer, and Thibodeau.
As they hit the first turn, looks like a slight lead for St. Louis Spring Lake Park's Becker in lane 2. He's going to maintain a half-body length lead as he passes off to Erickson. Followed quickly in lanes 3 and 4 by White of Irondale and Duell of Park Center. Erickson in 2 for Spring Lake Park, trying to pull away here. And as he finishes, Patrick Ketz hits the water in lane 2. But here comes Irondale in lane 3 with Wilmert. And right there with him in lane 4 is Connor Hobart of Park Center. They are going to pass up Ketz in lane 3. So Ness in 4, Roosevach in 3, and Morales in 2. Park Center's Owen Ness. He's got the lead. Coming into the last length here, it looks like he's going to hang on and keep it over Roosevach of Irondale, who will come in second. Park Center's team touches in with Morales in third place in lane 2. Winning time 1:45.31 for Park Center. So now we're on to heat 3.
Next up, heat 3 of the 200-yard freestyle relay.
So this will be Wayzata's team of Zolotov, Singh, Murphy, and Ferry. Armstrong, Subi, Harris, Nelson, Mandravelis. Osio's Collins, Krings, William, and Kosel in 3. Champlain Park's Abraham, Head, Nightingale, and Pham in 4. Maple Grove's Garrett DeLoze, who we just talked to, and Mark Altman as well in lane 5 with Jacob Engler and Andrew Sahlberg. In lane 6, Maple Grove's team of Eris Liu, PJ Wild, Zach Ruhr, and George Fisher. Those are Maple Grove's B and C relay teams, respectively. And as you heard Garrett telling us, the top 8 finishers in this mean points. So again, depth is important. And they're off. Great start for several of the swimmers. Looks like Collins in lane 3 is going to touch first, followed by everybody. Collins in lane 3 passes off to Krings first, and he's trying to build that lead. Everybody else dead even for second place right now. So here comes Krings. He's going to pass off to Brock William. Then Maple Grove's Jacob Engler in lane 5 and Zach Ruhr in the water. Williams still has the lead, passes off to Kosel. He's going to keep that lead coming into the final turn. So it looks like Osseo may take first here. But we've got 3 racing for second place. So first place in lane 3 is going to go to Osseo's team of Collins, Krings, William, and Kosel. Then second place will go to lane 2, Armstrong, Subi, Harris, Nelson, Mandrivelis. Lane 4 in third place, that's Champlin Parks, Jonah Abraham, Hugh Nightingale, Gavin Head, Elaine Pham. Maple Grove's other 2 teams in 5 and 6 came in 4 and 6. So final heat, Irondale, Megahan, Botten, and Botten in lane 1. Wayzata's Domaraju, Lurdell, Lou, and Nair in 2. Also for Wayzata in 3, Carter, Hu, Kirchner, Curvin. Spring Lake Parks, Gaspersich, Clark, Holmquist, Santiago. Maple Grove, Nordvold, Fries, Rodriguez, Botkin. And then the Trojans, Königsberg, Naga Perkar, Nguyen, and Weinberg. Right now it looks like the lead goes to the Trojans in lane 3. Lane 4 for Spring Lake, or lane 5 for Maple Grove in second place. Followed closely in lane 1 by Irondale. Wayzata's team in lane 3 pulling away here in the second leg from everybody but Maple Grove in 5. Kirchner's in the water in lane 3, as is Rodrigo Rodriguez for Maple Grove. It is a race between these 2 teams at this point. And Wayzata is going to take that first at 1:30.34. Maple Grove comes in second at 1:31.98. Team of Nordvold, Fries, Rodriguez, and Botkin. And third place goes to lane 1 of Megahan, Botten, and Botten, the law firm of, from Irondale.
The 100-yard backstroke, heat 1.
So now we're into the 10th event, boys 100-yard backstroke. 5 heats here. The first heat has 3 swimmers in 2, 3, and 4. Nelson, Clegg, and Lang of Armstrong, Osseo, and Spring Lake Park. Nelson Beckett of Armstrong in lane 1, 7th grader, out to a good strong lead. Nice smooth stroke on them. Clegg in 3 for Osseo and Lang in 4 for Spring Lake Park. Are battling it out for second and third. So Nelson's going to touch in here. First place in Heat 1 at 106.58. Isaac Lang in 5 for Spring Lake Park, and Osseo's Marshall Clegg in lane 3 will finish out this heat. Looks like Lang's going to take second place in lane 4 at 1:53.84 as Clegg touches in at 1:56.31. We're going to go on to Heat 2, 100-yard backstroke. 6 lanes. In lane 1, Jordan from Osseo. Simsauer from Champlin Park in 2. Subi from Armstrong in 3. Van Leahy, Champlin Park in 4, next to teammate Miles Hibben in lane 5. And Jason Mai from Park Center in lane 6.
Your results for the 200 freestyle relay. In 8th place, Wyzetta B. In 7th place, Arundel Armstrong A. In 6th place, Spring Lake Park A. In 5th place, Wyzetta C. In 4th place, Osseo A. In 3rd place, with a time of 1:35.54.
So we're getting updated scores here, as well as the results from the 200-yard freelay. Maple Grove's A team taking second place there. Good for them. So here we go with Heat 2 in the 100-yard backstroke. Elliot Subi of Armstrong touches first in the lead. Nice turn by Bennett Von Leahy of Champlin Park in lane 4 to stay in second. And it looks at the moment like third place might be Miles Hibben of Champlin Park in lane 5. Give you an updated meet score after this heat. Subi builds on that lead in lane 3. Nice turn by Von Leahy in 4, but he's not going to catch him. Fight right now is for third place between Simsauer of Champlin Park in 2 and Hibben in lane 5 of Champlin Park. Looks like Simsauer is going to win that one. The race goes to Elliot Subi of Armstrong with the time of 1:09.13. Second place, Bennett Von Leahy of Champlin Park, 1:13.94. Third place, teammate Nathaniel Simsauer at 1:19.86. So the third heat of the 100 backstroke, Callan of Armstrong in 1, Botten of Irondale in 2, Helmrich of Champlin Park in 3, Alex Pickens of Maple Grove in 4, and Nguyen of Irondale in 5. Right now we've got Park Center in 8th place at 345, Robbinsdale Armstrong in 7th at 367, Osseo at 379 for 6th, Irondale 5th with 530, Champlin Park 646.5, and 4th, Spring Lake Park 733.5 in 3rd, Maple Grove 1015 for 2nd, and Wayzata 1177 for 1st. Good start for Pickens for Maple Grove in 4. He looks like he might have taken the lead with a nice turn here. Slight lead for Pickens in 4. He makes the turn before both Helmrich in 3 and Botten in 2. Almost a body length lead for Alex in 4. Can he hang on to it? Good turn here. He just might do it. Nice turn. Yep. Nice turn for Alex. He's going to win this one pretty handily. Can he sneak it in under a minute? I don't think so. He's probably going to wind up at about 104. Yep, 103.84 for Alex Pickens of Maple Grove in lane 4. Second place goes to Isaac Botten of Irondale in lane 2. Third place in lane 3 at 105.92 for Kip Helmrich of Champlin Park. Botten's time was 105.74 for second place. Fourth heat of the 100-meter back. Maple Grove's Gabriel Jimenez in lane 1. Nathaniel Nelson in 2 of Armstrong. Wayzata's Leo Kenigsberg in lane 3. Lane 5, Alex Kozel of Osseo. And Spring Lake Park's Gabriel Basic in lane 6. Lane 4 is empty. First touch of the wall goes to Kenigsberg of Wayzata. Second place looks like Gabe Jimenez for Maple Grove in lane 1, followed very closely by Nathaniel Nelson of Armstrong in 2. Jimenez in 1 pulls slightly ahead for second place. Königsberg in 3. Pretty good lead here. Very nice turn, though, for Nelson in 2, so he's going to try and take second place from Jimenez, and he just might do it. Nope, Jimenez is going to take it right back. So Königsberg touches in lane 3 for YZ at 57. Jimenez for Maple Grove at 100.36, followed closely by Nelson of Armstrong in 2 at 101.05. So now we're into the last heat, the 100-meter backstroke. That will be our 10th event before we get into the 100-yard breaststroke. So for our final heat in lane 1 is Fry of Spring Lake Park. Wyzetta's Wee and Carr are in 2 and 3. Garrett Reichels, who we talked to earlier, in 4. Lon of Wyzetta in 5, and Lucas Bacher of Maple Grove in lane 6. Reichels out to the lead. He's trying to hold off Nathan Carr. Carr's right there with him in 3. So it is Reichels and Carr fighting it out in 4 and 3. It's going to be pretty close. Great turn by Reichels. Can he hold on? Is that turn going to help him stay ahead? It's going to be close, but Reichels is going to get this one over Carr in lane 4. Reichels beats him 53.15 to 53.4. Third place in lane 2 goes to Arthur Wee of Wyzetta at 54.93. So Garrett wins that one for Maple Grove. Sorry, that wasn't Garrett Reichels we talked to. We talked to Garrett DeLose. Like I said before, I get the two mixed up. All right, so we're on to the 400 or the 100-yard breaststroke. This will be 5 heats again, event 11. And this will be lanes 2, 3, and 4. Will be Parker Saxton in lane 2 for Spring Lake Park. Giwa in 3 for Armstrong, and Costa in 4, also for Spring Lake Park.
Lane 3 for Armstrong, Dele Giwa. Lane 4, Spring Lake Park Rider, Costa.
Solid lead at the halfway point for Giwa of Armstrong. Looks like Costa in 4, though. He's trying to sneak up here into first place. We'll see if he can do it. Oh, pretty close out of the turn. Costa's really coming on strong. He just might do this. So it's Giwa in 3, Costa in 4. It's going to be close to see who can touch first. I'm going to guess it's Costa. And it is. 138.4 to Giwa's 138.8. Close. It was a great come from behind win for Ryder Costa, just a 7th grader from Spring Lake Park. Nice job. And Parker Saxon of Spring Lake Park will touch in here in lane 2, 3rd place at 2:02:53. So heat 2 of 5 will be Creek of Osseo, Toko of Spring Lake Park, O'Neill of Park Center, Pullman of Champlin, Horrible of Osseo, and Vang of Park Center. All 6 lanes. And they're off to start heat 2, 100-meter breaststroke. Lane 3, O'Neill of Park Center touches first, followed very closely by Jake Pullman of Champlin Park. Those two well into the lead. O'Neill's building a little bit of distance as they hit the halfway point. Touches in just ahead. We'll see if he can hang on or if Pullman can take it from him. Next in line is a distant third, Bryce Toko of Spring Lake Park in lane 3. Last 25. O'Neill's going to try and hang on. But here comes Pullman. He's going to try. He's just not going to have enough, though. O'Neill touches in. First place in lane 3 for Spring Lake, or for Park Center at 1:19.6. Followed in lane 4 by Pullman from Champlin Park at 1:24.37. Third place does go to Bryce Toko of Spring Lake Park in lane 2, 1:29.8. So now we're on to heat 3. It'll be Woodward of Champlin in lane 1, Wim of Osseo in 2, Naga Perkar of Wayzata in 3, Iverson of Irondale in 4, Chapman of Park Center in 5, and Head of Champlin Park in 6. Heat 3, 100-yard breaststroke. Lane 3, Naga Perkar appears to be ahead for Wayzata. And after that, it's pretty even with the rest of the 5 lanes. Let's see if he can hang on and if anybody else will get out of the pack to challenge him. Looks pretty strong. Naga Perkar is going to take this one easily in lane 3. Question is, who in the rest of the lanes is going to take second and third place? It looks like right now the edge goes to Brock Wim in lane 2. Anybody's guess on third place. So Naga Perkar takes first for Wayzata in lane 3 at 11:11.3. William does take second place for Osseo in lane 2 at 1:16.34. And third place out of the pack, Iverson from Irondale in lane 4. So now for Heat 4 will be Aiden Freeze of Maple Grove and teammate Eris Liu in 1 and 2. Mandravelis of Armstrong in 3. Murphy of Wyzetta in 4. Connor Elfstrand in 5 for Maple Grove, and Nguyen of Wyzetta in 6. Freeze touches first in lane 1. Everybody comes out of the turns pretty even though. Might be a slight lead for Freeze in lane 1. Pretty even with him as Mandravelis of Wyzetta in 2. Eris Liu's right there as well. Mandravelis and Freeze have pulled a little ahead of Liu, but he's not giving up either. Dylan Murphy of the Trojans is there as well. So let's see what happens here. Freeze looks like he's going to take this one. And he will in lane 1 for Maple Grove at 1:07.37. 4th place for Maple Grove in lane 2 is Eris Liu at 1:10.39. 2nd place in lane 3 for Armstrong goes to Nikos Mandravelis. 3rd place in lane 4 for Wyzetta, Dylan Murphy. Maple Grove's Connor Elfstrand in 5 comes in 5th. Final heat of the 100-yard breaststroke. Pham of Champlin Park in 1. Ripken, Spring Lake Park in 2. Garrett DeLoze, who we talked to earlier, lane 3. Liu for the Trojans in 4. Botten for Irondale in 5. And Krings for Osseo in 6. Ripken looks to be the leader going into the turn, but it's tight here. Ripken in lane 2 for Spring Lake Park. Makes a good turn, tries to keep his lead over Pham and DeLoze. Going to be close here. We're going to come into the last 25. Can Ripken keep it? Oh, great turn by DeLoze. This one's coming down to the wire between, we got 4 swimmers, 1 through 4, who could do it. So Ripken does take it in lane 2 for Spring Lake Park. Pham in lane 1 takes 2nd place for Champlin Park, and Maple Grove's Garrett DeLoze comes in 3rd in lane 3 at 1:02.03. Ripken wins with 1:01.75, followed by 2/100ths of a second, or 2/10ths of a second, by Champlin Park's Pham in lane 1. So now we're on to event number 12. This will be the last event of the day. 400-yard freestyle relay.
Scores through the 100-yard breaststroke in 8th place with 300.
Before heats.
Park Center in 7th place with 474 points. Lonsdale Armstrong in 6th place with 480 points. Osseo in 5th place with 610 points. Irondale in 4th place with 779.5 points. Champlin Park in 3rd place with 844.5 points. Spring Lake Park in 2nd place with 1,221 points. Maple Grove. And in 1st place with 1,388 points, Wayzata. Now swimming heat number 1 of the 400-yard freestyle relay.
So heat number 1 of the 400-yard freestyle relay. Spring Lake Park's team of Planting, Long, Lang, and Costa in 1. Park Center's Mai, O'Neill, Chapman, and Hernandez in 2. Maple Grove's D team, Hudson Peterson, Benjamin West, Jonathan Gliniani, Logan Tabor in 3. Osceo's Ryan, Clegg, Johnson, Creek in 4. And in lane 5 is Spring Lake Park's Morales, Albrecht, Tokol, and Saxton. Looks like first to touch the far end there is Spring Lake Park's Diego Morales, but Hudson Peterson of Maple Grove pulls ahead. Each swimmer here will swim 100. Spring Lake Park's Morales really knew how to come out of that turn. He made up a lot of distance on Peterson. So Peterson will pass off to Ben West. And Morales will pass off to Grayson Albrecht. West in 3, Albrecht in 5. They are dead even here for first place. Halfway through their hundreds. Albrecht looks like he's pulled ahead of West slightly. He will indeed touch early for the last 25. West holding steady in second place, but losing some ground there to Albrecht. So Albrecht will pass off to Bryce Tokol. And Maple Grove's Jonathan Gliniani comes in after West. Gliniani makes up any distance that Spring Lake Park had in his first 25, pulling steadily ahead. Nice turn for Gliniani in lane 3. Running a nice even pace here. He will turn for his last 25 with Maple Grove's lead on first well in hand. Gliniani will pass off to Logan Tabor. Tabor will be Maple Grove's last swimmer to hit the water here. Tabor's got a large lead to play with. Spring Lake Park's Parker Saxton in lane 5. Tabor's cruising along, race well in hand for him. 50 to go. Logan Tabor's in for his last 25. Maple Grove will win this heat. First place in lane 3 with a time of 4:16.78. Looks like second place here. We'll go to Spring Lake Park in lane 5 as Parker Saxton touches in. Third place should go to Park Center in lane 2. Time of 4:57.23. Now we'll wait for Osceo's Alex Creek and Spring Lake Park's Ryder Costa. Costa's going to take 4th place in this heat. First heat of 4 in the 400 relay for Spring Lake Park in lane 1 at a time of 6 minutes 69.69. Alex Creek finishes up 5th in lane 4 for Osseo. Time 6:24.43. So for our second heat, we'll have Osceo's team of Fahrenbruch, Horball, Jordan, Samaro in lane 1. Spring Lake Park's Erickson, Bosick, Wicks, and Thunborg in 2. Park Center's Hobart, Dialsing, Bennett, Ness in 4. And 5 and 6 will be Champlin Park's teams of Francois, Pham, Kane, Von Leahy, and then Hibben, Simschauer, Pullman, and Anderson.
In 4th place from Wayzata, Adam Liu. In 3rd place with a time of 102.03 from Maple Grove, Garrett Deloza. In 2nd place with a time of 101.96 from Champlin Park, Allen Pham. And in 1st place with a time of 101.75 from Spring Lake Park, Braden Ripken. Now swimming heat number 2 of the 400-yard free relay.
So here we go with heat number 2. Lane 2 is open for this one. Good start off the blocks for Miles Erickson of Spring Lake Park in lane 3. But a nice turn for Hobart in lane 4 from Park Center. Puts him right in there.
Lane 4, Park Center B, Hobart, Dialsing, Bennett, and Ness. Lane 5, Champlin Park B.
Erickson trying to build on that lead and Hobart trying to hang on. In lanes 1 and 5, we've got Osceo's Fahrenbruch and Champlin Park's Francois battling for 3rd. Both Hobart and Francois are into the wall at exactly the same time. And they've passed on to Basic and Dialsing. And those two are swimming dead even for the first 50. Let's see if anything changes in this next 50. Slight lead for Gabriel Basic in lane 3. But a good turn by Dialsing puts him right back there. They should be even coming into the third leg here. So Basic and Dialsing pass on to Wicks and Bennett. Bennett proceeds to try and pull a half body length lead out of this. Coming out of the turn, he's a body length and a half ahead and building. Bennett's building on the lead. But Isaac Wicks is not going away. He's losing a little ground, but he's still there. So Lucky Ness in lane 4 for Park Center is in the water. And let's see if Vinny Thunberg can catch him. Ness out of the first 25 has a half pool length lead. Swimming strong and not letting up. Thunberg's making up a little ground, but it's probably not going to be enough here with 25 to go. Ness makes the turn. Looks like he's got a lot of energy left. He's going to cruise into first place in lane 4 for Park Center in this Heat 2 of the 400 relay. He'll bring Park Center's team in at just over 4 at 4:02.24. Thunberg represents for Spring Lake Park at 4:11.32. And we'll see who gets third here. It's going to be close. That one goes to Osseo in lane 1 at 4:34.44. Fourth place to Champlin Park in lane 5, and fifth place also to Champlin Park in lane 6. Second to the last heat of the night. Maple Grove's team of George Fisher, PJ Wild, Zach Ruhr, and Alex Pickens in lane 1. Wayzata's Singh, Nair, Lurdell, and Ferry in 2. Damaraju, Lan, Nagapurkar, and Zolotov of Wayzata in 3. Armstrong's Kujak, Collin, Nelson, and Subi in 4. Fink, Helmrich, Abraham, Head of Champlin Park in 5. 6's Irondale with Nguyen, Roosevelt, Harton, and Reichert. Looks like Irondale's Fink touches first in lane 5. Fisher's right there with him from Maple Grove in lane 1, as is Kujak of Armstrong and, Damaraju of Wayzata in 3. Damaraju in 3, building a big lead for Wayzata over everyone but Fisher, who's hanging right with him. Fisher swimming hard in 2 to stay in second place. But Kujak in 4 for Armstrong's not going away either. Jeffrey Lon for Wayzata's in the water in lane 3. And here comes PJ Wild from Maple Grove in lane 1, trying to challenge for first. Lane 4, Christopher Callan for Armstrong is 3rd place. Lon still hangs on to that lead. PJ Wild still chasing him. Behind them, it's Callan for Armstrong. Callan with a nice turn. PJ still trying to fight him off. Looks like Callan might have gotten his team into 2nd place. So Nelson in 4 for Armstrong, fighting against Ruhr in 1 for 2nd place for Maple Grove. Wayzata with Naga Parkour is off to a commanding 1st place lead. Wayzata's 4th swimmer in the water, Zolotov. Ruhr's going to pass off to Pickens, who's going to hope he can catch Elliott Subi of Armstrong. Subi trying to keep a stranglehold on that 2nd place spot there. Alex Pickens doing his best to catch him. But now Gavin Head of Champlin Park is trying to sneak up into 3rd in lane 5. So Wayzata will take this one in lane 3. A 3:41.09. Champlin Park, Armstrong in lane 4 will take 2nd place at 3:51.14. Maple Grove 3rd at 3:54.16. So we're into our final heat of our final event today in the Section 5 AA Invitational. So it'll be lane 1, Spring Lake Park, Clark, Holmquist, Fry, and Ripken. Wayzata's Königsberg, Kirchner, Curvin, and Liu in 2. Maple Grove's Botkin, Fries, Reichels, and Sear in 3. Wayzata's Carter, Cisco, and Wee in 4. Irondale, Megahan, Botten, and Botten in 5. And Maple Grove's Rodriguez, Elfstrand, Jimenez, and Bacher in 6. Again, this is our last heat today of the 400 in our last event. Once again, I want to thank everybody for helping with this live stream, especially Eric Sahlberg, who stays off camera but runs the show behind the scenes here, and all of the people who did all the work from the Booster Club to get our concessions and everything in line, as well as, like I said, Jets Pizza in Maple Grove for supporting us here. So here we go. Looks like Thomas Botkin was in first at the wall, but he might be edged out by Nathan Carr in lane 4. Botkin looks to have held a slight lead. Carr has a great turn. So it's Carr and Botkin right now for first and second. Botkin's going to pass off to Aiden Freeze. Carr will pass off to Max Carter. And here comes Irondale's Megahan. Aiden Freeze against Max Carter of Wayzata. Freeze, slight lead. Great turn by Carter. One of 3 Bottons for Irondale in lane 5 is right there with them. Again, another nice turn by Carter from Wayzata. Puts him out to a body length lead over Freeze. The Freeze is hanging tough in second place. Carter's going to hand off to Cisco. Freeze is going to hand off to Reichels. Cisco holding on to that lead. Reichels is right there with them. Now William Curvin of Wayzata has slid up into third place. Reichels closing some distance. He's within a body length. It's going to be up to Arthur Wee to hold off Logan Sear. Wee's in the water. Sear half a length behind him. It's going to be close. Sear's giving it everything he's got. Is he going to be able to do it? They're about even at the last 50. Here they go. Sear pulling slightly ahead. Can he get him in the turn? Sear's ahead out of the turn. He's got a 2-foot lead on him. He's going to do it. Sear will take this one for Maple Grove by a body length. First place for Maple Grove in lane 3, 3:16.72. Wayzata's first team comes in second place in lane 4 at 3:18.05. Wayzata also takes third place in lane 2 at 3:22.99. That was a hell of a race, folks. That was awesome. It was a great way to end, too. So congrats to Maple Grove's last team there for taking first place. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. I think we hit a record number on the stream this time. So appreciate everybody listening, and thanks.